So the first guideline is to be calm. Now that is no surprise. We've been talking about that throughout this class. It's a calm presence and a calm tone. When you get angry, you've seen it. Children escalate. It feels like a challenge, and so they're much more likely to become defiant or get into an argument with you and say it's not fair and all of those kind of battles. So calm, no anger. Now, we know that this is hard to be calm sometimes, so take the time you need to get calm. We always hear about immediate consequences, but we don't have to do it immediately if we're not calm. It's not going to be effective. So if you take a moment, take 5 minutes if you need to, you can take as much time really as you need. Because if you're calm, and you're calm, and you're calm, and then you lose it, it's not as effective. The next guideline is to use very few words. Again, that is our power. We think that if we explain it, they'll get the message. They'll really understand. They won't do it again. But that's a myth. Over-explaining is not helpful. Few words is what our kids can hear. The next guideline is that we don't want to repeat ourselves. You can say it once, you can say it twice, but then you move on. You move to a discipline option, a logical consequence. You take action. If you repeat and repeat and repeat, you basically are teaching your child that they have many chances. And they actually don't have to listen to you until you get really upset or your face gets contorted in that certain way. So we don't want to repeat. Also, our responses really need to be relevant to the situation. They need to make sense. They need to be logical, related. So if your child is messing around and running around and causing havoc in the store, and you take away the TV when you get home, what are you going to hear? You're going to hear, "What? That's unfair. You didn't tell me. That doesn't make any sense." It doesn't make any sense. So the more connected our discipline choice can be to the behavior that was problematic, the more kids are really going to learn from it. The next response is that we really want to make sure our discipline option is reasonable and age appropriate. I can't tell you how many times I've kind of overheard or seen parents that take away something for 3 months. Or the other day I heard that they were taking away Santa Claus. These are extreme consequences, and children really have a hard time with that. It's so devastating to them. It's hard for them to learn because they're just overwhelmed. Or even, a child sitting alone in their room for half an hour, that's too much, possibly for that child, for their developmental age. So you really want to think about what makes sense, what's reasonable. Another guideline, respectful. We need to be respectful. Children learn to treat themselves and others the way they are treated. So we need to be respectful at all times. We actually need to be respectful even when we're angry, especially when we're angry, because if we do that, then our children learn to handle their anger in a respectful way. And the last guideline really is that the option that we choose for discipline really needs to teach future responsibility. That's what we want. We want to discipline so that they learn and they don't do it again, so that they're doing something better in the future.